Hi, I'm John McArdle, and I'm honored to be the mayor of Independence. Last year we saw a return to normalcy. Well, maybe not all the way back to the good times, but we found our footing and we're back moving forward again. For nearly 3 decades, Independence has been working towards a vision of vitality, energy, and a strong sense of community. Over 2,000 people helped create our most recent Vision 2040 plan, and it highlights many of the critical issues that we're working on today. Each year I use the State of the City speech to talk about what's happened in the last year and where our community is going. This year I'm thrilled to do things a little differently. The Vision 2040 plan prioritizes the need for creating new and different kinds of transportation within the cities of Independence and Monmouth. Isn't this a great historic looking trolley? I'm going to hop on and show you what's going on in our town. Starting in March, you'll be able to ride this trolley too. This service, underwritten by a legislative grant, will run daily on Monmouth Street between downtown Independence, downtown Monmouth, and Western Oregon University. It'll run every 15 to 20 minutes, helping people of all ages get around our community. It's the result of a great partnership between our 2 cities and Western Oregon University. I want to extend a special thank you to Representative Paul Evans and Senator Deb Patterson for securing legislative funding that is taking this new transit system from a dream to a reality. You going to get on? Take a ride? Come take a look with me. Last year I talked about all the ways we work to support our community and businesses in the wake of the COVID crisis. We just wanted to get back to normal, and our goal was to position Independence to be at the forefront of the recovery. While there's always more to do, I'm pleased with the recovery and the resilience our community has shown. We're continuing to offer support for our businesses and residents where we can. Our businesses are hiring and growing, which is a great foundation to build from. I was thrilled that things got back to normal last summer with a full slate of concerts, movies, and other events drawing pre-COVID levels of crowds. We had near record crowds for the Independence Days, and it made me personally very happy to host a ceremonial naturalization ceremony for new U.S. citizens as part of the events. What better way to celebrate America than visibly demonstrate that we are a welcoming and inclusive community? Our events always bring lots of people into downtown during the summer, but people are coming now throughout the whole year. The new museum is drawing increased numbers of people while enhancing our downtown with off-site exhibits and programs. The Independence Landing development is doing exactly what we hoped it would, supporting the continued growth and vitality of our downtown and the community. People living in the apartments are regulars in our downtown businesses, as are the people that stay at the Independence Hotel. Occupancy at the hotel is above pre-COVID projections, and we're working with them to position Independence as a hub for visitors in Polk County. Additionally, in the last year, the hotel has brought board meetings to town, legislative groups, private foundations, classes and trainings, even a statewide meeting of the Knights of Columbus. We've become a desirable place to meet and to gather. This isn't just tourism. People are coming here to do business. Osprey Point opened in 2022, bringing even more people to live in and support our downtown. The building also houses several new storefronts, which are filling up with wonderful new businesses. The city made an investment installing the road, water, and sewer for Independence Landing. This investment is being paid back by increased tax revenues from these new properties ahead of schedule because of the economic vitality this project has created. In the years to come, these increasing revenues will continue and support the city services after the initial investments have been paid off. New businesses are popping up all over town. The Golden Hop Saloon, the Dapper Dog, Urban 53, Girlfriend's Place, Ashley So's, Witch's Vine, and Bombastic are all opening in downtown this year, and Divine Distilling is opening farther up to the north on Highway 51. And I think about everybody else, was really excited to hear the jackhammers working on Station 203, formerly known as Independence Station. The building's current owner has submitted building permits and is working to secure financing in this challenging financial environment. When I spoke to Aaron Young a couple of weeks ago, he said that he's excited to have opened Osprey Point, and they've been working hard on Station 203. I think we're all hoping for a successful conclusion to this project. Central Plaza's new owners are continuing its revitalization after the opening of Grocery Outlet and Dollar Tree. FCR went fully remote during COVID, which created space for an expansion of Anytime Fitness and the liquor store, and the space for more new businesses. We continue working to support the growth of existing businesses, partnering with Monmouth to create a business technical assistance program and a Marketing Mondays series to help business owners build expertise in key areas. People see this activity. They recognize that Independence is a place that supports business and helps them to thrive. It's one of the reasons that Western Interlock has chosen Independence for a $25 million expansion of their production facility. They say it will be the most advanced facility of its kind in the country and will create somewhere between 30 and 50 new living wage jobs. We have the plans in hand. Helping small business leads to big business. Helping big business leads to small business. We need them all to be a well-rounded community with opportunities for everyone. Transportation is important to all of us. Independence has 2 creeks and a railroad within its city limits. And that makes it challenging to get around. We've been busy working to make things better. I'm happy we were able to open the rebuilt F Street Bridge last summer. The old bridge was weight limited, meaning this important east-west crossing was not available to buses, fire trucks, and other heavy vehicles. The new bridge opens this route to all vehicles, including pedestrian improvements. The parking area at Mountain Fir Park is set to be improved, and the bridge is built to modern earthquake standards. Best of all, a grant from ODOT paid for 90% of the cost. Last year I talked about how bad the potholes were on Monmouth Street and that we were pushing ODOT on that issue. They have a very rigid schedule for repair and maintenance on smaller highways like ours, but I'm grateful that after visiting and personally taking them to see our situation, they recognize the severity of the problem and patch the entire length of Highway 51 through Independence. Drop off and pick up around Independence Elementary School has been a traffic problem for a long time. After discussions with the school, we adjusted the signage in the area, which has made it less chaotic and safer for our kids. While I'm happy with the improvements that have been made, I know that we need to do more to ensure our transportation system works efficiently for everyone. We are working hard to secure funding from the state to build a new bridge over the South Fork of Ash Creek, which will ease traffic on 7th Street, Monmouth Street, and elsewhere. We're also working through the regulatory process to gain approval for a new Southern Arterial, which will include a crossing of the railroad. These projects will be critical to keep people moving and ahead of the growth that is happening in the southwest part of Independence. Other parts of Independence will get improvements too. Polk County is moving forward with intersection improvements at Gun Club Road and Hoffman that have been funded by the Safe Routes to School grant. The same source is funding a city project to create a bicycle and pedestrian corridor between Independence Elementary School and Henry Hill, which will include improvements on Monmouth Street to make it safer for pedestrians to cross. ODOT will also be installing audible crossing signals near the high school to make crossing easier for our residents who can't see that well. It's important that our transportation system works for everyone in our community. We've been working hard to keep up with our sewer and water infrastructure. We've launched an upgrade to the 9th Street lift station, which will double its capacity to handle the growth in Southwest Independence. I want to express my appreciation to Representative Paul Evans and Senator Deb Patterson and the entire Oregon legislature, which gave us a $2 million grant to help fund this important project. You know, it's one thing to pump wastewater and it's yet another thing to treat it. This year we're launching a multi-year project to expand the capacity of our wastewater treatment plant. Because of good fiscal planning and our ability to secure grant funds for some projects, we'll be undertaking this first portion of the project without having to seek additional resources. These projects are part of our new wastewater master plan, which maps out our infrastructure needs for the next 20 years. Most of these needs are based on future population growth and development, so we also updated our system development charges to ensure that new development pays its fair share of the cost for the infrastructure needs that it creates. We've spent a lot of time working with our state and federal elected officials and their staff members, as well as agency friends, to support our infrastructure efforts. We're turning over every rock and making sure we get what we need to thrive. As we upgrade our infrastructure to support our community in the years to come, we're also working to ensure that our community remains a livable place for all our residents. This availability and affordability of housing is a significant challenge in Independence and the rest of the state. There aren't any easy answers, but we're working with potential partners to meet both our local challenges and our part of the statewide need. Using a grant from the state, we've launched a housing needs analysis to determine what types of housing we need in our community. We'll follow that with a housing production strategy to identify ways to support construction of needed housing types. This will ultimately require partnerships with others, including the state of Oregon. If you weren't able to give us your thoughts on the process so far, we still have several informational videos on our YouTube channel, and we'll be able to continue to engage the community as we begin discussing the production strategy. With the increased cost of housing, we also have seen an increase in the number of people who don't have a place to call home. This is a critical issue for me and for all of us. It's also one that we can't solve by ourselves. I'm proud that we have partnered with other governments in our region to create a homeless alliance which works to align resources to support people in rural Polk County. The best way to prevent homelessness is to keep someone from becoming homeless in the first place. That's why a lot of our work and the partnerships work has focused on connecting resources to people who are in danger of becoming homeless. This work isn't visible to the average resident in Independence, but I can tell you there have been some tremendous successes. We've been working with unhoused people in our downtown and getting them connected to support programs. Most are here because they have strong ties to our community. Our folks know them by name. It's challenging work, but we've had some successes. There are fewer homeless people in downtown now than there were last year. Recent court and legislative decisions require us to make some difficult choices in the coming months, trying to balance the needs of our community with the rights of our unhoused people. These are difficult conversations to have, but we will approach it from a place of respect and a desire to do the right thing by everyone who lives in this community. Housing affordability and homelessness are issues that the community has identified as priorities in the Independence Vision 2040 process. There are no easy answers, but our clear vision helps us stay focused and find partners who want to achieve the same things that we do. Together, we can do more. A great example of this is the county's work placing mental health counselors, including bilingual ones, at our schools while helping to establish a resource center at the school district's Ash Creek Center. Support for resource navigators and mental health services, particularly for our kids, was a high priority in our Vision 2040 plan. Thinking about kids, it's important that our kids have things to do in town and ways to be active. There's a clear need for a community recreation facility, a place that can serve kids, families, adults, and seniors. You know, the pool died last summer. It was older than I am. We've been nursing along for years, and it's now cost prohibitive to repair. This is the time to think about what we can do for our community going forward. There are lots of potential partners, and we'll be launching a community engagement process to hear what you think makes the most sense. We've been steadily working to improve Sunset Meadows Park in the southern part of town for the last few years. I'm thrilled that we recently received a grant that will fund nature play equipment, picnic tables, and benches. Pacific Power is committed to providing the trees that will help make the park a welcoming and enjoyable place. We had a great time last fall celebrating the neighborhood, announcing these successes and planting the ceremonial first tree. I'm looking forward to seeing the work start this summer. As a retired member of the U.S. Olympic team, I'm a big believer in the value of youth sports for its physical, social, and economic benefits to the community. We have land remaining at Independence Sports Park and are wrapping up a feasibility study to determine the best uses for the land as well as the most efficient way for the facility to be managed. It takes time and a process. And as with everything, it can be fast, cheap, and good, but you only get to pick two. In our Parks Master Plan, our community identified a clear priority of creating more and better connected trails in the community. I'm pleased that we have started preliminary design work on the southern extension of the Willamette River Trail, which would run past City Hall all the way to the southern city limits. It's wonderful how many people use our riverfront trail system, even on a cold winter day. Things don't just happen. It takes the work of many, many people. A quote that I've had on my wall for many years says, The greatest thing to do in life is something that will outlast it. I want to thank the volunteers on boards, commissions, in the library, the museum, Inspiration Garden, events, and so many other places, as well as our city council. These people don't get enough credit and thank yous for the work they do. All are unpaid volunteers. Without all these volunteers, our community wouldn't be the place it is today and will be for our children and grandchildren. Your city staff at all levels does so many tasks that keep our community safe and moving forward. At every level, it's not just a job, there's a passion and a pride to work and make a difference in a city that it is an acknowledged leader. Our staff have a collaborative mentality, a willingness to try new things, to put the work in, to find a better way of doing things and moving forward. Their expertise and quality has earned Independence many accolades, and I'm particularly proud that our finance team helped us receive a Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting from the Government Finance Officers Association for the 7th year in a row. Our community vision includes good financial responsibility, and we are clearly meeting that expectation. Relationships make a difference at home, at work, and in our city. I want to take a moment and say how pleased I am with how closely and effectively we've been working with other local governments in our region over the years. You've heard me mention the word collaboration and partner a lot today, and it only works if you have good partners to work with. Monmouth has been a great city to work with on a number of projects, and our staff have built really good working relationships with Polk County. We also work closely with the Central School District, the Polk One Fire District, Western Oregon University, as well as our local legislators. Last year's award from the Council of Governments for the All Hands Leadership Group was a wonderful recognition of the value we all get from collaborating and what we can create together. In Independence, we have a lot of things going on, but that's what happens when you're in a thriving, vibrant community. We're going to have some important decisions to make in the next year, including where to invest our time and resources. It's not always easy, but with a common vision to guide us, we keep moving in the right direction. The results can be seen all around us. As we tell others, persistence, vision, effort make all sorts of great things happen. We will continue to move forward as a community, as a city, as a people. And I continue to believe that our best days are yet to come.